Hey everyone, my name is Paul. I just saw the Infinity War.
Hi, Paul.
Hi, Paul.
Hi, Paul.
Oh, my name is Angela, and I just saw Infinity War.
Hi,
Hi
Angela.
Angela.
Hi, Angela.
Uh, my name is Jay, and um, I just saw Infinity War.
Hi, Jay.
Hi Jay.
Thank you.
My name's Robin. I'm an alcoholic now after seeing Infinity War.
Hi
Rob.
Rob.
Yeah, that was
Hey.
I experienced a very heavy 2.5 hours today.
Yeah.
It
I
was probably
cried.
amazing.
Heavy in the best way imaginable.
I
Let's just put it that
cried
way.
all the way home in the car and broke down our apartment. I had a lot of fits of rage, and then I started my period 5 days early. So
Did
that's how
Infinity War
traumatized.
cause that?
Yeah, yeah, it
Wow,
did.
that is a
There
powerful
was
movie.
there was such a release that I sobbed and started my period 5 days early. That is true story.
Yeah.
Paul was there
Yeah.
for that. The
It-
poor guy. He should be canonized for that. Because that was I was so angry, and there were so many tears.
Mm. Yeah, it was
Sounds
it was
mixed.
a tough movie. It's a
I got
good
teary.
movie.
I got teary because, well, okay, so I guess we should start off with this is going to be spoiler filled.
All the spoilers.
So, just, yeah.
Should we get the hard
So
stuff
I-
out of the way and then talk about the fun stuff, or
Yeah, let's just get it all out.
okay?
Okay,
Yeah,
I
Spider-Man
wanna
was
say
what
that-
broke me. Spider-Man broke me.
Yeah, I think Spider-Man was the biggest impact as far as emotions go. Because
Yeah.
every other character is like, meh, whatever. Then Spider-Man was just like, hey, I don't feel so good. It's just like, no, not him.
Well, and it was just so obvious, I'm saying it much more eloquently than I did through my tear-stained face. I'm saying it better now, but he's a child, and you were
Right.
so painfully aware of how young his character is, and it just in that moment, and you're like, oh my god, I can't do this. And yeah, him and Sam were really painful for me, because with Sam, he didn't even get last word. It was he was just trying to get up, and then he was gone, and fucking roadies
Right.
looking for him like they're in fucking Vietnam. It was devastating.
The lady next to me in the theater was most upset about Black Panther because I heard her go, no, my king.
Oh.
And I giggled at that moment because I heard those words.
Oh, and the way he went too, it's just this is no place to die. And then he goes, and she's Okoye's looking at him, just what the fuck? Yeah,
thought it was gonna be
all of
Ball
it.
Lady.
All of it was hurtful. Hurtful.
Yeah, see, for me, the whole very end with the whole Thanos flicking his fingers, which made me so happy that that's what happened. Just the snap of the finger.
Mm-hmm.
And then, so for that, everybody kind of disappearing, I expected it once he got all the Infinity Stones. So everybody disappearing didn't hit me that hard. Peter's part, for sure, was definitely the hardest for me. But the saddest part for me was the Gamora part, getting the Soul Stone.
Yeah.
Because, goddamn.
I think
still mixed.
I was so in shock at that point, when with Gamora, because at that point it's they already took Heimdall and Loki off the table, so I was just already just kind of I was so nervous and stuff. So when Gamora, and I knew as soon as she was standing there, and he's oh, you have to make a sacrifice. I was well, she's gone, but
Right.
I didn't want her to be, but I was yeah, that's. And then she's boasting, and he turns around with tears, and I'm fuck. And so I was just oh, so what happened? And I'm just watching, and it's well, they're just gonna get the time stone and fix everything. They gotta just get the time stone, fix everything. And then through the credits, I'm they just gotta get the time stone and fix
Yeah, they just
everything.
gotta get the Dragon Balls and wish everybody back.
Yeah, I'm so we gotta get something. It's this can't be it. This can't be it.
Yeah,
And shit.
I think we should just cut to the main thing here, and the fact that they fucking made Thanos an amazing character, and like a relatable villain,
Yep.
and an awesome one, and the ridiculousness of his character, like it was so good. They made Thanos work, which is the biggest surprise to me.
Work so well.
I think this movie is the best thing that could have happened to Thanos. It's like they took all the parts that, you know, I think they just made him better. I'm glad
for sure.
I'm glad they cut out death, and I'm glad that if anything, Thanos is more pro-life. You know, it's for life's continuance that he's doing all of this.
Yeah, because if he was just a pure like, just doing it literally for death, especially the physical embodiment of death, that would have been too ridiculous for film,
Right.
I think. But yeah, the way like he actually, he's like, I'm a survivor, and he's just like, I'm doing this for balance and all that stuff. It's just, again, it's like all the best villains where you see where they're coming from. They have some kind of weird morals behind them, even if they're fucked up.
I will say, of all of the Marvel villains thus far, Thanos is like, I think, the first one that I found myself to be genuinely nervous of.
He scared me. He scared me. No, every time
they opened the
Gamora
movie
like
fucking the
looked
Hulk up.
Yeah. Every time Gamora was like looking up at him, and I was like, "You're too close. You're too close to him. He is a monster." Like he scared me.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it does
I
straight
think-
up start with him fucking up the Hulk and just like laughing off getting hit by him.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was a great intro. It opened like I thought it would, especially with Loki going out the way that he did. But what I also found myself being afraid of too was the Black Order, especially like Ebony Maw, Proxima Midnight.
Oh my god,
and
Ma
Corvus Clave.
was fucking perfect.
Which one was that?
He was the one with no face, Squidward.
Oh, Squidward. Okay.
Yeah,
He was the one who was mostly fucking with Doctor Strange.
yeah.
But,
Yeah,
like,
he
right
was
from his
like the
very
biggest threat out
first-
of all of them.
Yeah, he just was so effortlessly like
When
evil, and like nobody could really fuck with him until
Yeah.
the whole like aliens.
right, but when he took the bricks and like crushed and sanded them down to spears, and then just like flung them at Wong and Doctor Strange, I was like, holy shit, this is like he's like Sith level.
Yeah.
And he was
He
like
just sounds
smart
like a
about
weird
it too,
twisted
just
preacher.
like
Such a
taking out Wong before going after Doctor Strange. Very smart.
yeah. There was nothing more frightening than like a true believer. So he was horrifying.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that the opening was rough. But one thing I did like was that if in the event that Tom Hiddleston doesn't come back, I do feel like this was a somewhat satisfactory close to Loki, because he kind of finally gets to a place where we can see how much he loves Thor, and kind of sort of finally, saying that he is an Odin son.
Yeah.
And it was so superbly acted, and I loved, when Thanos is crushing Thor's skull, and Loki's like, "Oh, fine, go ahead, I don't care," and like you're watching his face change, to just, you're watching someone he loves getting tortured, and Loki couldn't take it, and I thought that was, again, superbly acted. So yeah, I thought that was fantastic. And then I also gotta say that I loved the banter between Wong and Doctor Strange, where he's like, "How much? Like, you don't have any money?" He's like, "Yeah, I don't believe in the material." I'm like, "All right, well, maybe we'll see if I can make you a metaphysical sandwich." Like, that whole exchange was great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't say no to a tuna melt.
And then a Hulk comes through your ceiling.
Yeah, I think this movie, if it didn't have the perfectly strategically placed humor, it would have been like
Too
much,
heavy.
because like the whole time I was like tapping my toes, just like so anxious of like shit happening, and then
This
all of a
movie
sudden
made
like
me
there's
so
just
anxious. Oh god.
but then there's that like the release, because even during the very beginning, like it's that crazy scene at the beginning where they're just fucking up the Asgardians, and then it cuts to like Tony and Doctor Strange meeting for the first time and kind of shooting the shit, and then
I love
every time he called him a wizard, I laughed.
Yeah, well, and that there was a fun like combativeness with them, and how Doctor Strange was just like, "I don't work for you."
I know, he's like, I don't care what you think or say.
Yeah, like what? I got my own shit to deal with. Like it was really cool.
I also like that there's like a traumatized Hulk that like
Yeah,
Bruce
won't
Banner
come out.
cannot get him to come out, and he's like, no. He's like, what do you mean no? Yeah, and that whole like, come on, dude, you're embarrassing me in front of the wizards. Like that was
beautiful.
fantastic. And then of course the arrival of Spider-Man, was great, and I just loved it. It definitely hit me how great it is to see, and I don't know why I didn't feel this with Civil War or with Homecoming, but I really kind of felt like, wow, like Spider-Man is in an Avenger movie. Like he's interacting with other Avengers. I don't know why it was this particular movie where it really sunk in for me, but
This movie,
awesome.
more than anything, felt like an actual comic event.
Yeah.
Like when you're reading something
More
like
than a
Secret
comic
Invasion
event.
or Civil War or something, and there's just, it's a comic book, so obviously you can have like 100 characters all doing crazy shit. But just watching this movie, there was like 60 something named characters in this
67.
movie. Yeah, that's insane. And like the fact that all of the stars have like their moments, even like Mantis,
Yeah.
like some of the smaller characters, like a lot of the Wakandians have their little lines, a lot of like, obviously your big guys like Tony Stark and Gamora especially because she's so close to Thanos had a lot, but I feel like everybody
you got a lot of
had their
backstory,
time.
and the Guardians really did. It's like you can tell, like by the end of editing this, there was a lot left on the cutting room floor, but you could tell with the Guardian scenes that they kept a lot because like they're just so good. They're just such there's such great chemistry there, and I loved that with Drax. Watching them and trying to convince them that he can be so still he's invisible. It was just like beautiful, and like it was a much needed break from just the crazy like that was happening. But when he when Thanos first used the Reality Stone against Drax and Mantis, I got really scared because I was like, oh god, there they go, and then they were pulling themselves back together. I was like, oh, thank
And
God.
that was a nice nod to the comic book because that was what Thanos did to Star Fox and Nebula. Into blocks and into ribbons. And I will say I have to give, the directors and the writers, a lot of credit because they had a lot of ingredients. And it was, I thought everything was spread out perfectly. I thought the pacing was perfect. Not just the pacing of the story, but just the pacing of, okay, when's the time to be dramatic and when's the time we can break that with humor, and just having enough nods to the comic book. I mean, it was just, I feel like in a lot of ways, like on paper, this movie shouldn't have worked.
It shouldn't have. Everything about
it absolutely should not have
none
worked.
of this should have worked. And I think that is where we can, I think we can honestly take a step back and look at the Russo brothers and be like, yeah, I think this is what they were born to do.
Isn't
They were
that
born
what,
to make these
obviously-
movies.
that's like what most
The only
people say about
downside-
comic book movies, though, in general, is that, like, oh no, this shouldn't work. Like, everyone said that about Ant-Man and everything like that.
Well, yeah, but then you look at the Fantastic Four and you're like, yeah, it still didn't work. Like it's just you can easily see
writing.
the examples where it totally doesn't work. And when the Fantastic Four in particular is they're a great family dynamic where it's kind of hard to fuck them up because they're so easy. And so when they consistently do fuck it up, you're just like, okay, guys, take a step back, take a breather, take a day.
Like, also, I think it's easier to make a movie focusing on one character or like two characters. But the fact that also this never would have happened if we didn't have 20 movies come before it.
Right.
But the fact that you could
DC?
take that many characters, put them all into a movie, they all have their own moments. Like thinking back, there's no storyline that I feel like had a huge cliffhanger, or not a cliffhanger, a plot hole, or just kind of goes off without an answer. Like everything I feel like comes together fine. Like there's so much shit going on. There's like the crew on Titan. There's like Thor and Rocket going off. There's the Guardians going to nowhere. There's the people on Earth.
Can we just talk about the Thor Drax scene? Because Drax, first of all, again, he's a natural scene stealer.
The pirate angel.
But the pirate angel, like, he's
Yeah.
like this is no dude. You are a dude. This is a man. It's like,
Yep.
Jesus.
His muscles seem like they're made of this weird metal.
Stop massaging his
Please
muscles.
stop touching him.
Oh god, and Star-Lord going into the deep voice, like
You will not take our pod, sir. Not today.
he's doing it again. He's
My
doing
father
it again.
just died, and my sister that I didn't know I had just tried to kill me several times, and my brother died. And
Also,
blah, blah, blah. Oh,
I
well,
love-
my dad
Sorry.
killed my mom.
Yeah. Not
So
trying to
I've
one up
been
you or
having it
anything.
rough. Yeah.
I love Rocket and Thor. That is like a combination I didn't know I needed.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
love when he's just like, well, time to be captain. And just walks in the back and pushes like, so dead brothers, huh?
That's annoying.
That's annoying.
He's such
Well,
a
he's
little
died before.
sociopath. I love it. I love it. And like I loved that, Groot was just a teenager. He was the shittiest. It was so wonderful. It was so wonderful.
Just
and him
playing
like
asteroids for hours.
and he
I know,
can't
not even
like
good asteroids.
nope, and he can't and he was like freaking out about peeing in the cup and like Thor could understand him and he's like, oh yeah, they taught Groot as an elective on Asgard. It's like what? And
Like
yet
that-
you totally buy it. You're like, oh yeah, totally.
He's like such a bro guy that seems silly in so many situations. It's just like, oh no, yeah, I speak a different language. It's cool.
Yeah,
And then
I
later
mean,
in the movie when he's like, I am Groot, and Captain America's like, I am Steve Rogers.
oh, Paul and I were really loving that. And Paul said it best. He said he was so just genuine. Like, I am Steve Rogers.
Yeah.
Like, aw.
Yeah, that
Steve.
was.
That was sweet.
It was. I did like. I think one of the great things that worked for this movie, especially for those who hadn't seen the movie, that there is still some like small effort there to sort of kind of bridge some gaps, and that's sort of the genius of like Bruce being off planet for so long. Like we're like like we gotta get Vision, and like we gotta who can find him? Steve Rogers, and Doctor Strange's like, oh, like wow, fuck, and then Bruce is like, well, we'll call him. He's like, oh, we kind of broke up. Well, what, like the Beatles? Like, what do you mean? You're like, and so in filling him in, it serves as a nice reminder to the audience for those who hadn't seen the movie, or at
We're
least
not
can be
friends
like
anymore.
right, yeah. So that was great, and I do like that Tony's like, we're not on speaking terms, but I just carry around this flip phone. It's like I'm not talking to him. Why isn't he calling me?
Yeah, when we first see Cap and shit show up later in the movie, or not even later, that's like the first 20 minutes of the movie, when they're in Scotland with Scarlet Witch and Vision, and they're fighting that train station, you just see that shadow. I'm just like, oh shit.
Yeah,
I got so excited.
And then, oh god, and then they just fuck up Proxima Midnight and
Corvus Clave.
Corvus Clave. Yeah.
You know what's funny?
horns and fucking assassin guy.
Yeah. Well, because Angela and I saw it Thursday night and then Friday, and both times people lost their shit when Steve Rogers appeared for the first time in the movie.
Our theater, though, epically lost their minds when they're all talking about, like, what to do with Vision, and Cap's like, oh, I know a guy, and you start to hear the music for Wakanda, and, like,
The drum
everyone
beats.
in our theater lost their damn mind. They were like, they didn't stop until, like, T'Challa started talking. It was great. It made me feel so happy. I was like, yeah. Like,
Also, Shuri's like technological diss, just like, oh, I'm sure you tried your best.
Yeah. That was great. One thing I wanted to mention, too, before we get too far ahead, is that I wanted to give some credit to Paul Bettany for really doing a good job of, like, this humanoid making these baby steps into humanity, like him trying to talk to Scarlet Witch about their relationship and that it works, and I just thought it was very charming. I was very charmed by Paul Bettany,
and I liked that he was kind of out of commission a bit through it, and
He got stabbed so many
he
times.
got
That
stabbed
poor guy.
so many times.
He was
but
such a punk during the movie.
but he's such a powerhouse character, so it's like
Right.
it kind of needed him to be
powered down.
in order for this to
Yeah.
work. And the fact that Scarlet Witch is hands down the most powerful character in all of the MCU, her being distracted in that way really helped too, because when she's finally on the field and she fights, and Okoye is just like, why the fuck wasn't she down here in the first place? like that, because that's pretty much what it is. But Scarlet Witch was so distracted with Vision, like that.
Yeah.
They needed to kind of have that handicap.
I like that they built up to her being able to have the ability to crush an Infinity Stone, because they teased at that back in Civil War, and Will Carey brought up the fact that he was like, if you think about it, when he was pushing Vision not only down to the ground but through the floors, like he's not just pushing an android, like he's pushing like an Infinity Stone away from her. So it doesn't, when you watch the movie, it doesn't feel like they're writing it or making it up as they go, like, oh, now she can crush an Infinity Stone. It's like there's some traction here.
When she used her power, the Infinity Stone was like turning red and stuff like that. It was like focusing on that point. So
not only was she able to destroy Infinity Stone, but she was holding back the gauntlet at the same time. So it's going to be really interesting to see where I guess her character goes. I mean, if she comes back.
Right. And there's one thing I wanted to bring up, something that I was so excited about, something that I did not foresee at all in this movie, was the appearance of Red Skull.
Yep.
Right?
When I saw that floating thing, I was like, oh my God, who is this? all I could think of was
Don't Be
old
Death.
Nick Fury currently in the MCU, how he's that weird floaty watcher guy.
Yeah.
But I was like, but Nick Fury's not dead, so that doesn't make sense. And then all of a sudden you just see the skull, and I was like, oh.
Yeah, everybody's just like, what?
My jaw dropped, and I did one of those things where like I actually picked my jaw up.
Yeah,
it was like 30 seconds. I was just like,
we're like, holy shit.
Well, we've been waiting since, 2010, 2011 to figure out where the fuck Red Skull went after that fight with Cap, because we all knew he was beamed somewhere.
right.
And so
That was the number one biggest, like, genuine surprise for me in the whole movie.
Yeah.
And it sort of really feels like, wow, they're really tying up a lot of loose ends. Like, they're just... I mean, and again, going back to that point of the movie, that it might be one of my favorite parts just because of the amount of empathy that they give Thanos. I love the relationship between him and Gamora, the flashback on her planet, and especially, what I loved when he takes her captive, and that was a stressful scene. Especially
God.
when like she's like, you promised Peter, like that he would kill her, and when Thanos just pushes her closer to his gun, you're like, Jesus Christ, and then it just bubbles. And then when they disappear, it's like, oh, is he gonna torture her? Like, what's gonna happen? And then,
well, because everything you're getting is from her perspective,
Right,
so you're
yeah.
assuming that this guy is a fucking monster.
and well, we have seen him be a monster
Well,
thus
yeah.
far in the movie, but then when you see her next, he's fucking bringing her soup. Like, oh, I thought you'd be hungry, and it's like seeing Thanos be kind was something I was not anticipating.
It was
in this
like
movie.
seeing a dad and a petulant child.
But not even
Yep.
that.
But-
It felt like, well, when's the other foot gonna drop? Like
Yeah.
the longer he is being nice, the closer we are to him fucking dropping the other steel boot.
so like he was very daddish though at the same time when he like put her up to the gun, and then he like went to shoot, and then his response was I think I like you, boy, or something like that.
Yeah.
I like you.
So like
yeah.
he was just approving of her
It's
boyfriend.
like a respect. Yeah, getting a little bit of respect.
Yeah.
Game respects game.
Yeah, yeah. And it's just like, yeah, because the patience, though, that he had with her was really surprising. And obviously, and then you can kind of see where Nebula's coming from a little bit more, because clearly he doesn't give a fuck about Nebula. Nebula's just, I mean, clearly Nebula was the scapegoat and Gamora was the golden child. And yeah, the way he just like treats her is just...
But
Because Nebula, because like, yeah, Gamora was basically, she threw fucking food on his chair. It was just like, no. It's just like, I hate this room. I hate this life. You've ruined me. And he's just like so patient.
You never let me stay out past 9. I can't go to this concert. You won't let me go to Hot Topic. The worst
Kill
father.
all of my boyfriends.
Yeah, and
super annoying.
And he's like saying like, oh, like I was hoping you'd sit in that chair one day. You know, he was like grooming her to be his like successor.
I still just can't get over how much he loved her, because in the comic books, especially in the Adam Warlock comics, I mean, she's just a pawn.
Yep, they all are.
Thanos does not give a fuck about anybody. And I love how much that he like adores her. Like he calls her little one. You know, like
Right.
he just fucking gushes over her. Like I bet when Thanos, you know, when he's at the bad guy bar, you know, and he's like, oh, you know, my little girl, my little one, she decapitated, you know, 6 guys in like 2.8 seconds, and I am so proud.
Showing her pictures
yeah,
on the
no,
phone.
She's like, yeah, here, look at this on my phone. Isn't that awesome? I mean, look at the carnage. Didn't even break a sweat. That's my girl. That's my girl right there.
like and that kind of actually makes him scarier. The fact that he is capable of like what he perceives obviously as love, like that he is capable of that level of care
Yeah.
towards something, and then be willing to cast it aside for
Yeah.
this. It makes you like,
Yeah, and it was interesting when he says, you know, I denied my destiny once before. I'm not gonna do it again. And I thought, like, oh shit, we're gonna get more of that in the next movie.
Yeah, I was gonna say they kind of hinted like along the lines like there's more to Thanos. Like you mentioned that. What else? Oh yeah, he was also just like when he sits down like in front of his throne, he's just like, I'm the only one who knows this has to be done, or at least I'm the only one who will
Yeah.
act on it. So it kind of hints at like, there's more.
Yeah.
There's more going on.
and you want to know more, like, because like Paul was absolutely right. I mean, this movie was the best thing to ever happen to Thanos' character, because when we were talking, when I was like shitting on him in the last episode, and I read the what was it, the Thanos book that Rob was like, oh, you guys gotta
Thanos
read
Rising?
it. Yeah, and I hated it.
Yeah, he was.
Oh,
I thought it was
hated
interesting, but it was literally just like his only motivation was wanting to fuck death.
Well, and it's like, yeah, and you know, that's not. I mean, they had a great opportunity to really build a psychopath, and I think I've read enough true crime to be like, yeah, that's not how they work, you know. And if you really want like because Thanos is just like a huge, massive serial killer, and you really kind of got like a high functioning mass murdering serial killer, and so they had such a great opportunity to like work with that, and they didn't, because he just like wanted to fuck death, and I'm like, like,
Yeah,
really?
I think that this definitely is the best representation of Thanos, because he still remains like just unbelievably powerful and something like we haven't seen in any Marvel movie so far. But by giving him that empathy and giving him that like care for Gamora and stuff, it just makes him such a better villain. Because if he was just like a ha ha ha, I'm here to kill you all and I'm powerful, like,
Boring.
yeah, boring.
But I think what's great is how much they were able to get across, you know, because all these characters, I mean, what, Iron Man, we've seen, you know, what, 5 times now, and like, you know, and, you know, and at least, you know, at the very least, characters we're seeing for the second time. With Thanos, we've only gotten tidbits. And so to see someone kind of being portrayed so monstrously, and then when you meet him, you're confirming how much of a monster he is, but then seeing just sort of the heart that beats underneath. I mean, again, that whole Soul Stone thing, I think might be the best part, and we really gotta hand it to Josh Brolin, who was able to emote so much. I really think this might be one of the best motion capture performances I've ever seen.
Oh, yeah.
And of course, that goes hand in hand with, you know, the animators. I mean, just the fake. I mean, I never once thought, he looks fucking fake. Like, they gave him like baby hairs. He was starting to get the beginning of like a 4 o'clock shadow. You could even see little hairs on the top of his head. I was like, man, does he shave that shit? Like, it was great. I mean, I didn't think Proxima Midnight looked as good, but I think this is because all the attention was on Thanos, and God, I can't get over how good he looked. It was just fantastic.
But like, I thought Maw looked awesome. I thought Corvus Glaive looked awesome. They're like so perfectly captured from the comic books.
Oh yeah,
Especially Corvus Glaive. Like literally, that you could like read the first issue of Infinity and just throw them into this. They like, looks perfect.
I just love how creepy Maw sounded. You know, like, you are the children of Thanos.
Yeah,
like,
Earth's closed.
Oh, that whole bit was great.
Earth is closed.
That was great. I did. You know what I loved too? Something else I wasn't expecting, and again, and also tying up loose ends, was seeing General Ross. I had no idea William Hurt was in this, and I just loved that scene between him and Rhodey, because that is saying a lot. That Rhodey is now even second guessing even signing the Accord. So like, I love when General Ross is like, "Are you having second thoughts?" And Rhodey's like, "Not anymore, asshole."
Yeah, I mean, he literally is talking to a soldier that like couldn't walk, but was paralyzed from the waist down because of this.
Right.
And he's shit, and he was shit talking him, and it's like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah.
Like, that's so disrespectful and just like awful. Like, ugh, what a gross guy.
Yeah, but I love arrest them. He's like, "I'm on it," and then it like swipes it away. He's like, "Oh, that's a court martial right there."
Yeah,
So
they
one of my-
can't do shit.
Completely like curveball. One of my favorite scenes was when the Guardians were fighting the Beard Crew.
Mm-hmm.
Like Strange, Iron Man, blah blah blah, and like Peter's just like, "Okay, don't lay any eggs inside of me." Oh, and like
my
Mantis is
God.
just walking toward him like maniacally,
Yeah, that was great.
and he's just freaking out for no reason, and all of it being settled with, "Where is Gamora? I'll do you one better. Who is Gamora? I'll do you one better. Why is Gamora?"
Oh, that was fucking great. Also, I love I'll
love
ask you
it.
again. Who like what master do you serve? Oh, what am I supposed to say? Jesus.
Oh, and I tell them about how you saved the universe with a dance battle. What, you mean in Footloose? Yes, exactly like in Footloose. Is it still the greatest movie of all time? It never was.
I loved, when Thor was asking them, like, or he's like, "Oh, Earth, the Avengers, Earth Mightiest Heroes," and Mantis is like, "Oh, like Kevin Bacon?" He's like, "Yeah, I don't know. He could be on the team. I haven't been there in a while."
Yeah.
Because nobody fucking knows who Kevin Bacon
God.
is.
Yeah, that was great. I love I'm from Missouri. That's part of Earth, you jackass, or whatever that line was. I gotta say,
So good.
Doctor Strange calling Tony Stark a douchebag was kind of amazing.
It really was.
Yeah, it was.
Doctor Strange was a fucking badass in this
He
movie.
was.
So
It was
good.
great when he multiplied himself and was using the bands of.
When I saw the multiple arms, it's like, yes.
No, it's really funny. I mean, yeah, I was really happy to see how much Doctor Strange has come into his own since his last movie.
Yeah.
And I love, first of all, one thing that made me giddy, because I didn't see it in the last movie, and I saw it plenty in the fucking Infinity Gauntlet comic, is when he's just sitting, was it Full Lotus? In midair. I'm glad we got to see that. And I loved his use of the Time Stone and seeing all of the different ways this could play out. And there was only one way. And I think,
That was the way.
right, was for him
It
to...
has to
This
be
is
the
still
way,
part
yeah.
of it.
Yeah.
It has to be. And that's what he said. He told Tony, like,
This is the end game.
And which I
He
like
said
because...
it had to be done.
Right, and I like that he said, we're in the end game now, because that's what Adam Warlock says to Silver Surfer in the Infinity Gauntlet. Like, oh, we're coming into the end game now.
They have a few things that are in reference to that, I think.
Oh, it's great.
Like Strange is taking the Warlock role for the most part.
Yeah. Yeah, no, there's a lot of great little...
Yeah, the second
nods.
time, though, was a lot better. I wouldn't mind seeing it again in the theaters, actually. I would really like that. Because the second time around, I didn't have that anxiety over my head because I knew it happened. But when everybody was just kind of cheering as it started, I was like, "Oh, you sweet summer children."
Yeah.
You have no
Yeah.
idea. Because the looks on... when it ended, I made it a point to turn around and look at everyone's faces because it was like,
My
is this
theater
how
was
I look?
silent.
Yep.
And then they play the sad Avengers theme on the piano, and it was just dead silent. The whole nobody said anything until the movie.
Oh,
Everybody just
and
left.
that fucking dick move where they have the title, the title at the end, and it turns to dust and blows away. I was like, oh, fuck you.
Right?
We also got to talk about
guys.
how fucking incredible the Wakanda battle scene was.
Oh, yeah, it was great.
Just when it started, and then it just shows Cap and Black Panther just running ahead of everybody and just starting beating the shit out of everybody.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Also, the
That got me
Hulkbuster
pumped
running
up.
along and then just tripping over itself. And
Yeah.
I forget her name, just
Okoye.
looking at him just like, ugh.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
White people.
So here's my list, my 3-point list of my MVPs in this movie. I think MVP character was the cloak, was Doctor Strange's cloak. He
That
was
cloak put in work.
put in a lot of work.
Got ripped.
MVP comic relief was definitely Drax the Destroyer.
Oh, yeah.
And MVP fucking shade was Okoye, because she was casting so much shade on everybody in the movie, which is great. She was fantastic. But yeah, the look she was giving people was so good.
Also, having Rocket and Groot come to Earth with Thor, I fucking loved, you know? And especially when Thor goes into God mode, when he did that, I was like, why isn't fucking Immigrant Song playing right now?
Dude, and like the way the hue turns blue and his eyes are glowing, I was like, oh my god!
We haven't talked
fucking
about
loved it.
Dinklage at all yet, too.
Oh,
yeah.
I love
Fucking
that
big
he's a
Dinklage.
big dwarf.
Giant. Yeah.
Like a friend of mine at work, he had a funny example. Like, you know, can you imagine just the pitch? Like, okay, all right, so yeah, thanks for coming to the we're doing this Marvel movie. We really want you in it. You're playing a dwarf, and then Peter Dinklage be like, oh, fuck, no, wait, but you're a giant dwarf. Yeah.
I'm sure Peter Dinklage was like, wait, you want me in an Avengers movie? Fuck yeah.
I'm just glad he
Yeah.
wasn't Pip the Troll. I'm just
Yeah.
glad he's like not even in this.
Well, like, he was in not Age of Apocalypse, Days of Future Past, too.
Yes,
Yeah.
he
So-
was.
Ha ha ha. Save that one.
I love that. Like,
I
you'll
love the part
die.
with-
You'll be killed. Not unless I
Right.
die.
That's what.
Yes, that's what death is.
But
So good.
Yeah,
They
when
just really
Thor
wanted to show off
first
Chris
came into the
Hemsworth's
battle-
biceps.
I'm okay with that.
oh man, when he came into battle though and just started wrecking shit, I was like, fuck yeah.
And, like, fighting off
And he
the
has- what is it?
power
What's
of the gauntlet.
The hammer, Beta Ray Bill's hammer, Thunder,
Stormbreaker.
Stormbringer, yeah, or Stormbreaker.
With fucking the Groot handle.
Although
Ah.
I thought that hammer looked more like the hammer that he had in the Ultimates comic.
It does look like that, but Stormbringer is or Stormbreaker is Beta Ray Bill's hammer
Yeah.
because he in one of the more recent issues of
Thor.
Jason Aaron's Thor and like Odin's son, or not the Jane Foster Thor when it's following actual Odin's son.
Right, the unworthy
He meets-
Thor. Or
Yeah,
whatever.
Unworthy Thor, that's it. He meets up with Beta Ray Bill, and then Beta Ray Bill like lets him use the hammer to fuck some shit up, and then it was a good time.
Absolutely. No, that was a great fight sequence with Bucky just like, I love how down he was, just down. Bucky was so like, you know what? Here we are. We're doing this. I've seen some shit. And he just grabs Rocket and just like lifts him up and they like fight together. That was just wonderful. I loved how just totally cool Bucky was.
How much
And then
for
he's
the
just like-
gun?
Yeah, how much for the gun?
How much for the arm?
How much for the arm?
I'm
I'll
gonna
get
get
that
that
arm.
on. Yeah.
He made
I love
such
how-
a big deal out of that arm, and then he did nothing cool with it.
Or just the fact that Thor's new eye is the eye that Rocket stole from that prison in
It's
the
two
Guardians of
different
the Galaxy
colors,
movie.
too.
Yeah,
Yep.
and he hit
Yep.
it up his butt.
Yep.
Yep, that was great.
Yeah, you might want to watch that.
off.
That was really funny.
And he just pops it in, and it works.
Yeah.
Well, he
There's
had
no,
to like kind of tinker with it.
wiring or anything like that. It's just like, oh, I have an eye again.
I think at this point, I mean, we can look past some of the science with like everything else that's like
Yeah, with
transpired
everything
in the
that's
movie.
happened, it's like, there's a way. It fucking works. I just assume it works.
There's certain things that, like, you question, I question, I guess, where it's like, how come Thanos didn't just like look at everyone and spaghetti them like he did Drax and Mantis during that like
Well,
huge fight scene
that-
between Iron Man and all
you
them?
know what I was asking? What I was totally fucking asking, especially the second time around, was when they were in Wakanda. Where were the bug ships? Where were the rhinos? I was like, they're all like foot soldiers. I was like, you guys need a little
Right?
bit more going on here. Like, you're fighting like these crazy fucking aliens. Like, you need a little more
Well,
work here.
yeah.
Like, what's going on? Why are you guys
I
so
can answer that.
understaffed right now?
I
yeah.
know exactly where they were. Not in the budget.
I don't think this movie had like
a budget?
They're just like, make this shit work. So
It's like-
yeah, it's
Well, yeah,
already
'cause they-
made.
All the money back, probably.
It's
And then
already
some.
made
It's already
600 something million worldwide.
It's already surpassed
is-
Force Awakens.
It beat Force Awakens, yeah. Like
gonna make
625, I
many-
think.
many a billions of dollars.
Mm-hmm. Oh, we
That's
saw
so
a
good.
stupid news report tonight. That lady.
Oh God, yeah. No, someone like Denver News, they were doing a report about the box office, and then she's like, "Oh, a lot of people wanted to go to the movies this weekend." I'm like, "Wow, that is some groundbreaking journalism."
Not
Have you guys
gonna
watched
mention
interviews?
that this has never been done in film before ever. Like, come on. Nope. Just a lot of people wanted to go to the movies this weekend.
Have
Like,
you guys
bitch.
watched any of the interviews that they've had with
A few.
like the cast?
A few.
I've watched-
I watched
I've
the
watched
Jimmy
nothing.
Kimmel ones.
Apparently they've had like so like everyone was asking like, "Hey, can I see the full script? Can I see the full script? Can I see the full script?"
I
And they
saw
just
that.
gave
Yeah.
everyone fake scripts
Yeah.
except for Tom Holland, which they gave him the real script and he thought it was one of the fake ones, so he didn't read it.
He's like,
Yeah.
"Spider-Man's in space. This can't be real."
Yeah.
Right. And like him and Ruffalo are apparently the worst at
Keeping secrets. Yeah.
yeah. Because
They cannot
Ruffalo
be
accidentally
trusted.
live streamed the first 10 minutes of Thor Ragnarok at the premiere.
That's hilarious.
It's like,
yeah.
He just didn't
You
turn his
dummy.
phone off.
Nope. Nope.
What a silly.
She
And
had
like-
What a silly goose.
idea.
And the dude who plays Vision, apparently they like wasted 4 hours of his time because they kept giving him fake scripts, like different fake scripts. I
Yeah.
was like, yeah, but like this had the same ending. Oh yeah, it's because that's one of the fake ones. Like, what the hell, guys?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, they did. They were really kept this under wraps, and I'm glad they did. I'm really glad they did because like nobody saw this coming, and like it's just it has created a really good unity, I think, in this country because there's like before Infinity War and after Infinity War, and like we all kind of need a support group for this.
Guys, the day it came out, North Korea and South Korea signed like a peace treaty.
That was the first thing.
Coincidence?
Yeah. When
yeah,
I checked my phone like after the movie, and I was like, "Holy shit, this just happened."
yeah, like what the fuck? Yeah, it's
How
just
else is
they-
North
they-
Korea
they-
going to
they
get
really-
movies?
Yeah, they really want that movie in North Korea.
it's wild though. Like so many people, like I mean, there's the meme where it's like The Rock sitting in a car, and it's like this was me for 30 minutes after Infinity War, and like so many people are sharing it, or just like sharing like Infinity War mood boards that are just like with no context, but like as you see it, it's like Squidward in a pile of dust. Like you're just like, oh, like the feels are so real, and like knowing that I wasn't the only person that wept, like full on wept. Like we're talking. This is definitely like similar to the Red Wedding in the sense that it's such a shock to the system that like I was thinking, I was like, man, I was really upset when the Red Wedding happened in Game of Thrones, but like I didn't cry. And I didn't cry
Right.
when Shireen was like burning at the stake, or when like Sansa was getting like brutalized. Like I have sat through some shit just like stone cold, like whatever. But as soon as Peter was just like, I don't want to go, I was like, ah! Like I lost my mind. I couldn't handle it. I could not handle it. Maybe it was because we had watched Homecoming that morning, but I couldn't fucking handle it. I was like, this
No,
is not okay. This is
It was
not
definitely
okay.
the saddest.
Yeah.
So, where does it go now?
Theories?
I'm very
I mean,
interested into what the fuck's going to happen in
Well,
the second
luckily
part.
we only have to wait
Well,
a
Fury
year.
called Captain Marvel,
Yeah.
so I lost a fucking
Well,
bet
obviously
with that.
Captain Marvel. So all we have coming out is 2 movies that Ant-Man, it seems like it takes place before all this shit happened.
Mm-hmm.
And then Captain Marvel, we know takes place before this shit happens.
Yeah.
So they're very strategic in
But I really want to know where the fuck she at. Like, what she been
so-
doing this
yeah.
whole time.
I think
I'm pretty sure the
Ant-Man
post-
ends
Oh.
with people disappearing.
That's what I think. I think his daughter's gonna be one of the people that disappears, and that's what's gonna prompt him to join the fight.
Either that,
Or-
or it's him and it's just going to be Wasp. Or is he confirmed for the next movie?
He is confirmed. Well, they pictures
Okay.
of Paul Rudd on the set of.
Yeah, and looking
Okay.
at the set,
So,
like there's
yeah.
there
Yeah, it'll
the
probably be
set
his daughter then.
photos. Yeah, they're definitely going to be playing with the time stone, but it's just like, where? Oh god.
I'll be honest, I'm a little nervous about there being some time travel involved, depending on how it's used, because I'm afraid that, like, because of our actions, now technically the event that you spent all this money on didn't happen. You know what I mean?
Well, like,
I don't want them to pull a Mephisto. You know what I mean?
like every other like comic.
Yeah, like
Universal.
I don't
like,
know if they're gonna
incident.
just full on time stone in reverse. I mean, we do know that Thanos is just chilling on his little ranch, just hanging out.
right.
well, like
Beautiful
when-
little hut, by the way. But
when he snapped his
modest.
fingers, you could see that the gauntlet was damaged from the
Yeah.
force of the power that it took to do that.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it was pretty
Also,
fucked up.
just side note, sweet badass line when he got fucking Stormbringer or whatever in his chest, and he just goes, "Should have gone for the head."
Yeah, that was great.
Yep.
That was
Yeah.
great.
so I'm wondering if I think
have no idea
there's
where it
got to be
goes.
some kind of time kind of stuff. And so Chris Evans said that that's going to be his last time playing Cap.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering, I don't know if they're going to kill Cap off. What if they like do some weird time shit and he just goes back home? Like that's how they get rid of Cap. Like he just goes back and lives in the 40s.
I hope not.
I don't think that's going to be the thing. I think he'll sacrifice himself for the greater good. Buck will eventually take the shield.
You know what? I can see happen as like an act of like reconciliation, like, you know, like Tony like having to use the Soul Stone, but in order to do so, you have to sacrifice something you love.
Oh my god! I think Tumblr would explode if that happened.
Like if they just like hug for the final time, and you know, Steve's like, "I'm sorry," and Tony's like, "I know."
Tony
Sorry.
clearly has some importance
Yeah.
Right.
because of Strange saving him and
He had to stay alive.
Thanos knowing who he was.
Yeah,
Like,
but also, did
I just
anybody
assumed
get
that was like some Soulstone stuff, like he just gained knowledge or whatever.
well that or Thanos being like, "Who the fuck blew up my ship? Where the fuck is Loki?" You know,
Yeah.
I'm wondering if like you know that. Oh yeah, according to our reports, one named Stark was one that blew the Chitauri Armada. But no, but did anybody get nervous when Tony was like, "Oh, I had a dream about you and I having kids," and I'm like, "Oh God."
Well, no, it made that scene with Peter even worse because I'm like, part of the reason why Tony thinks he's going to be a great dad is because of how he handles Peter Parker, because you could tell there's like a genuine fatherly love there. And I was just like, oh my God. Because like okay, this is me being really fangirly. Okay. So in Homecoming, when Peter was like trying to hug him and like Tony's like, we're not there yet. And then like, they were like, he was like holding him as he died. I was like, oh my God, I can't. You guys, I can't. I was so upset. I started my fucking period 5 days early because of this movie. Okay, that is truth. Okay, this stressed me out. This shit stressed me the fuck out.
it's just crazy because I literally can't think of, I don't know where the next movie starts. Clearly Captain Marvel's involved because Fury called her.
Yeah,
That'd be hilarious.
I mean-
It calls, and then at the beginning of the next movie, cuts to her pager in a pile of dust.
oh no.
Oh, stop.
They're like, well,
Is
shit.
Captain Marvel before? No, Captain Marvel's after Ant-Man, right?
Ant-Man, yeah.
Yeah.
That's comes out
it's
May
March.
of next year.
Yeah,
Or
March.
Okay, so
March.
it could
Yeah.
end with like him getting a call from her or something like that, maybe.
You know what? All I
It's
can
like
say is,
We need to come up with a list for who's alive and who's dead, kind of like they did in the comic, and just kind of figure things out from there.
Well, we
Well-
have the original Avengers still. We have Hulk, Captain America, Thor,
Black Widow.
Iron
And-
Man.
Black Widow.
you got Rhodey, Rocket.
Rhodey's there.
Okoye.
Rocket is the only surviving Guardian of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
I thought Star-Lord was alive too.
No,
Nope.
oh no, he got it.
He died.
Remember, he was
And
like,
There's too
Gamora.
many people dying.
Gamora and Tony are the only two that were on Titan at the end.
No,
Nebula.
No, Nebula.
Oh yeah, not
Gamora
Gamora.
is at
Yeah.
the bottom of a ravine.
yeah, no, I just want to see like that long, awkward car ride between Stark and Nebula on the way to Earth. They're the only two left on Titan.
I thought they were referencing the like purgatory thing when she was floating in the air, all disassembled.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah, I can see
It's just-
that.
So without without Doctor Strange, like that weird interdimensional communications kind of cut off. You don't have.
Well,
You only have Rocket
We don't know
on
if
Earth.
Wong's still around.
Wong.
We don't know if Wong's still
True.
around. We don't know if Shuri's still around.
We don't
There's a
know.
lot of
if
we
they're
don't
on
know.
people.
I wonder if they bring the Nova Corps back.
They
Well,
decimated Xandar.
Yeah.
He already hit Xandar.
But he might have only taken out half.
Like, he did only take out half, like, everybody, but
I want to know where Valkyrie is.
And then that other
Valkyrie,
half
I think
got
she
taken.
got out. I think that this is what I think happened with Valkyrie. I think because Thor said they killed, like, half of our people, but
Yeah.
you saw the ship explode, so I'm thinking that maybe Valkyrie took people and got them out of there while they fought them off.
That or in the time between the ending of Thor and that post-credit scene, she's probably like, all right, I'm gonna go get some milk. Everyone wanna come? Yeah, I'll come. I love milk. My name's Kolg. I love milk. And then they come back and they're like, what the shit? Yeah, we can salvage this. That's what I'm
That
hoping
was
is
a beautiful Korg
That was a
impression.
good chord.
That was
Thank
really
you.
nice. Thank you, Paul.
a weird, freaky circle.
You must have watched Flight of the Conchords a few times. An eagle versus
all the
shark.
time. Yeah. Tell him
Yeah,
justice is coming. Justin? Okay, we'll do.
I'm just so excited for next year. I need to know. I need to know what happens. I've never had such a like lack of theories. Because like with this movie,
Yeah.
we all theorized. We all read comic
Yeah, but
books.
because we
all,
don't have any info on Miss Marvel in terms of the film, we're just like kind of, oh, you guys.
Yeah, because I know Ant-Man's not going to really give us any
anything.
clues.
Yeah.
And Miss Marvel's going to be all we have. And
Yeah.
I think Adam Warlock's got to be involved too, because they teased that at the end of Guardians too.
Yeah.
Right.
But her story takes place in the 90s, and Adam Warlock isn't being created until the end of Guardians 2.
True.
So we don't know.
Yeah. One thing I'm really excited about, though, for Captain Marvel is the fact that, from what I've seen of the set pictures, we have Nick Fury just looking like an FBI agent. Like he's got
With
both
two
eyes,
eyes.
full head of hair, regular suit. We're going to get Agent Coulson back in a movie.
See, this is weird to me because I don't know how I feel about seeing Samuel L. Jackson with hair. It's
That's true.
weird.
It
I've
is
seen
weird.
him. I have seen him. I don't know. Maybe because it's like I remember all those films in the 90s where he has hair that it's like okay for me.
I
I'm
guess
okay with it.
they should just give him straight Pulp Fiction hair.
Oh yes.
Oh yeah,
I love that motherfucker.
He had a
That
like
was
full
great.
afro, didn't he? And like
Yeah, it's
some
just kinda
good
like a-
chops.
Matted down, goofy
It was
sideburns.
nice. It was nice.
I just googled Sam Jackson with hair, and there's the Unbreakable hair. That's
I haven't
pretty-
seen that movie,
pretty
so
ridiculous.
Oh,
Long
man.
Kiss Goodnight. He has hair. It's short, but he has it. And then there's that one where he wears the kilt for the whole movie. What was that?
Oh,
movie?
Formula 41.
Yeah, he wears the kilt.
Yeah, it's
That's the one.
Samuel Jackson in a kilt beating people with golf clubs. Like, what is there
And
not
then
to
so many
love?
people in Europe are like, "Why are you wearing a kilt?" He's like, "Cause I'm Scottish, motherfucker." Like,
Yeah.
you're like, "What?"
right.
It was good. It was good.
I'm gonna just paste the second image I found when I searched it into our group message because it's ridiculous.
Oh,
And I
perfect. The
think-
Black Snake Moan.
Oh yeah,
But that face,
I love
That'd be-
that.
That should be how he looks
be
when
a
he's
fun
resurrected.
thumbnail.
Resurrected.
Yeah, I have no idea where we're going though.
And that's the beauty of it.
It's-
I think not
it's
knowing where
crazy.
we're going in a franchise is kind of great. You know?
oh, it totally is because it just makes you that much more excited.
Yeah, totally.
Do you
Oh my
think?
God. But it's
Deadpool
great. We only get to
is
wait a
going
year,
to have,
so it's good. It's not like 2020.
like Guardians, or rather Infinity War in the background, like at a movie theater or something like that.
I doubt it. I don't think that was involved enough. Although I was reading
make
random
references.
Easter egg things. Yeah. I don't know when it was made in relation to the deal, though. That probably has a lot to do with it. But
True.
I was reading Easter eggs, and apparently there's a Tobias Funke from Arrested Development in full, like, Blue Man Group makeup and booty shorts in, like, a glass cabinet in the collector's area.
Oh, really?
Because the
Awesome.
Russo brothers used to direct a bunch of Arrested Development
That
episodes.
is so funny.
Because they hid...
the collector would have Tobias.
Yeah.
He's unique.
I was like, I wish I noticed that. What a ridiculous thing to put in your movie.
Yeah.
I love the reaction from him too when like she just like stabs Thanos in the throat and starts crying, and he's just like,
Yeah.
for those listening, I look side to side, shocked. As if you
In
haven't seen the
between.
movie.
In between eating your celery and peanut butter to spite Rob and that one listener.
Hey, I'm feeding some to my dog, too. She's enjoying it.
Is celery good for dogs?
It's not bad for them.
Okay.
I did a Google search beforehand. You can give them small amounts, and then if you give them too much, they'll pee a bunch.
We give Domino blueberries and raspberries. She loves blueberries.
Sound like
she's
people
stuck
food in
in-
general.
Yeah. So yes, I guess the consensus is that we
Movie sucked.
Yeah.
It's hard because everyone's like, "Oh, is it good?" And I'm like, "Yes." Like, but I have
Well, the
this
thing also is, it's
strained,
like, have you
bulging
seen
neck
all of the
veins.
Marvel movies?
Yeah.
Right.
Well,
Right.
actually, this movie.
Have you been watching for 10 years?
I would be very curious what.
I've been
somebody who went
trying to
in blind
get
thought.
my coworkers to watch these movies for years now, and one in particular saw the trailer for Infinity War and was like, "Okay, I got to watch these movies." And so she's been kind of watching them out of order because I had her watch Thor Ragnarok because I knew for a fact that she would be like, "I need more." And she did. And so she's been like catching up. And so her and her boyfriend are going to go see it probably tomorrow. And then she's going to text me like freaking out. Yeah,
Like, why did I feel bad about that kid dying?
when it happened, though, she loves Spider-Man. So when she loves Spider-Man. And so, but when I saw it, I mean, because we had seen it twice in the first 24 hours because
Yeah.
we're those people.
Right.
And so I go back to work
people to be.
and nobody saw it except for one woman in the hotel who worked in the Pets Hotel. And so I went to her. I would sneak out and we would just like kind of freak out and give each other like theories and what we think is going to happen. And like, there's no way everyone can like be dead. They have to bring him back. They have to bring him back. And like
Yeah.
we were talking about the Soul Stone. It's like, now is that everybody that died? Are they all going to be in the Soul Stone? Or is it just Gamora? Or like what's going on? Yeah.
It's crazy because I mean they're clearly making more Spider-Man and Black Panther movies, so it's more along
Yeah.
the lines of like,
Right.
Well, and
how
yeah.
did they do it without it seeming cheap?
Yeah.
Unless they're just like, yo, fuck Tom Holland. He gives out too many
Unless
spoilers. Who wants to
that
be the
scene-
Miles Morales?
Unless that scene in the trailer that wasn't in the movie with them all running.
With the Hulk running?
With
Yeah.
the Hulk and everybody running, if that's maybe a scene from the next Avengers.
Wasn't Black Panther in that shot though?
Exactly. So it was the Hulk. And the Hulk wasn't even
Yeah.
in it. So maybe if it's like they use the time stone and they fuck with some shit. I don't know.
Didn't they just
Oh
substitute
man,
the Hulk for the
when
Hulkbuster?
Thanos
A
just
girl can dream.
when Thanos walks up to Scarlet Witch and he's like pats her on the head, he's like, you tried, and then he just like turns
Right.
the wheel back and grabs the gem. I was just like, oh,
And just
damn.
rips it out of his head. Oh,
He's
my
cold.
God, he's
I was
so
hoping
cold.
Vision would not die from it because they like she disconnected so many of the strands or whatever that it would just like
Well,
fuck
I
out.
mean,
He wouldn't
he
be,
definitely
he would just
did
be more
when she, like,
robotic
fucking-
again.
Ripped it
How
out
much
of
does
his
that suck
head.
for Vision that he had to die twice?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of people. Well, and
Loki's died
Steve-
like 4 times, so
yeah, and Steve got to watch Bucky die twice. Just bullshit. I
Yeah.
think that man's
like
been
3
through
times.
enough.
Oh, sorry.
Are you?
Paul's playing with his toys.
He's got the gauntlet out.
One gauntlet thumb up. Only one, because that's all I have.
But I loved when Star-Lord stuck the bomb on Thanos' back and then jumped through the wormhole while flipping him
Flips
off.
him
like,
up.
boom! I was
And
like,
like Spider-Man's just jumping through all the wormholes, just going like,
Yeah.
magical kick,
Yeah.
dimensional like burst, and blah blah
He's just
blah.
playing Portal with himself.
Yeah,
it was pretty great.
Yeah.
And everyone's blaming Star-Lord for all of this happening too.
I mean, it's kind of his fault.
It is. I mean,
Kinda,
because
but,
Star-Lord
like, it's part
couldn't
of, what's
keep
his-
it together. But then again, like I would want
Strange
to
wasn't
murder
saying anything to be like, no, don't do it. He was just like, hey, I'm not gonna sing. So this is definitely part of it.
Yeah. Yeah. If Star-Lord could have kept it together a little bit longer.
But they knew he couldn't.
Yeah.
But man, that's a good movie.
I wish he had done, though, Doctor Strange had done the wormhole on Thanos' arm and sliced it off the way that he did to that other guy.
Mm-hmm.
That would have worked.
I thought Wong did that.
Yeah, Wong did do
Wong
that.
yeah, you're right. Wong
And then
did
he got
that.
invited to Stark's wedding.
Yeah.
Maybe that's how the second half will end.
Oh, I hope so.
And they're gonna name their child Steve.
I just start sobbing.
I'm so curious to see what's gonna happen.
Oh God, only a year though, because I mean, yeah, we're used to waiting years for these things,
Yep.
so we only have one.
Remember
okay.
what life was like 10 years ago? Where like you'd see a movie and you'd be like, man, I hope they make a sequel. Maybe in the next 20 years we'll get one.
Guys, what if, I mean, depending on how far back they push Game of Thrones, what if we get Game of Thrones and Infinity War, like, around the same time? I will be the happiest person on earth.
I don't know.
I will be the happiest person. I'm going to play the lottery.
Man,
that's for sure.
I'm not even going
If
to think that far ahead.
happens.
I'm just going to be excited for Deadpool. That's like
right.
2 weeks
Deadpool's
away.
going to be nice. Oh, that'll be fun. Yeah, we need a
Yeah,
break.
I need to see Infinity War again though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You do.
I checked this
I
weekend
do.
to try and pre-buy
I'd like to
tickets,
see it
but like
again.
there was no seats available except for the handicap, and I was like, "Well, I'm not."
Yeah, it's I don't know. Hopefully this week more people will see it. Because I've been whenever I take Domino on her walk, so I take her in butt crack of dawn, and whenever I see people out there with their dogs, they're like, "Hi, how are you?" I'm like, "I'm good. Have you seen it yet?" And they're like, "What?" And I'm like, "Infinity War." And they're like, "Oh, not yet. We're gonna go like in a few days. We're gonna wait for it to calm down." I'm like, "Okay," but I'm like asking strangers while walking
It's
Domino
fun.
at like 6:30 in the morning.
I think that's fun though, because you can just straight up just be like, "Hi, how are you? Did you just watch Infinity War? Okay, then you're sad. Got it. Maybe a little confused, but I'm here for you."
Dude,
This
it was like
conversation started
zombies.
to everyone.
1:30 in the morning, people are coming out of the theater. Everyone's like quiet and just they look like they've just been through hell.
Yeah.
Everyone's faces. Yeah, the next time you watch it, just look at everyone's faces. A lot of silence.
Yeah, it was so quiet when that movie ended. Like it just shows Thanos looking down, and then it going to black. I'm like, that's it. That's gonna be it. And then the credits start rolling. I'm like, that was it.
I also like
Like,
that the
even-
final line is just Cap going like, "My God."
Yeah.
Like they even go like, what are you gonna do after you wipe out half of everyone? And I'll probably watch the sunset.
On a grateful universe.
Okay. He
I love
did
to-
the thing he said.
Yeah, and I love that at the end, rather than saying the Avengers will return like they do in the other movies, it just said Thanos will return.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
You're like, fuck.
Ooh,
This
there's a lot to take in with this movie.
It was a lot. It was so much.
I feel like there's still
guys.
so much we haven't talked about, but we've talked about
I
a
need to see it
lot.
again. There's so much that I like forget what existed and what didn't.
And just
Yeah.
Peter not being allowed to make any more movie references.
Well, and there were just like there were certain like cinematic things that they did that just felt too real. Like right in the beginning when they leave the Sanctum Sanctorum, and Tony tries to help that woman who falls.
Yeah.
And then a car immediately crashes into a light pole like right next to them. I was like, this is all too real. I don't like this. It's all happening so fast.
But it looks
I don't
so
like
good.
this.
This movie took no time getting
No.
to crazy
They
town.
jumped right in. They did not
Which
warm
is
you up.
which is exactly what I wanted. I was like,
Well, they
listen,
didn't have the time to
Yeah.
ease you into it. Oh my god, that reminds me. I didn't get to tell you guys my dream. I had a dream like
We got children with pepper pots.
no, 3 weeks ago. or 2 weeks ago, I told you about it. I don't know if you remember, where I dreamt that we went to see Infinity War and nothing had happened from the trailer. It was all them in this creepy, like, R&R, like, space hotel, like, on this, like, spa planet. But they were all, like, there. It was, like, a sex place. And everybody was just, everything was in, like, creepy, like, early, like, late 80s, early 90s pastel, like, Golden Girl, like, Miami style pastels, like, everything, all the deco, like, the art and stuff was, the decor, I mean, was like that. And everybody was wearing, like, gross white robes that were just too short. So you just see a lot of, like, mid-thigh. I was very upset. And, like, and all the Avengers were there, and they're all hanging out in these fucking robes. And they're just like, oh, and they're all just, like, in between orgies and, like, talking. And I was like, I hate this. I was so upset. And then they're like, oh, and it ends with them getting on a spaceship being like, okay, the Infinity War. And they, like, take off into space. And I was like, I was so pissed. And I woke up and I was like, oh my God, I just had the worst nightmare about this movie. And, like, I'm glad that didn't happen.
So that's your theory for the next one, right?
I was really upset.
I'll be amazed if that's the direction they go.
Telling you about that? It was
I
so
would be a little
gross. Like,
confused.
no, there was something really disturbing about seeing Captain America and Vision walking, like, side by side in, like, white bathrobes that are, like, where the skirts are, like, way too short. Like, it's just really upsetting. With, like,
use hand
pastel
towels like
pink
in Starsky and Hutch.
triangles on the wall. It's just really not nice. I didn't like it. So that was my dream. That was my nightmare about Infinity War. So I'm glad that didn't happen.
Nice.
I'm not even sure if I should even bother to ask if we've read or watched anything else, because I know we've sort of just been on this Infinity.
Yeah, I've just
binge.
been working a million hours knowing that come today I would see this movie.
So was it difficult to avoid spoilers?
So this weekend, like, my coworkers would walk in and be like, I saw Infinity War, and I'd be like, you shut your mouth, person. I was like, you will not speak to me until Tuesday.
Yeah.
Good call.
I avoided everything. I saw one meme where it showed, like, someone say, like, me after Infinity War, and they were, like, crying, and I was like, all right, so somebody probably dies. But I kind of thought that anyway.
Right.
But
Right.
boy, I did not expect the lengths of which
Like,
someone would die.
everyone dying. It's like, everyone dies. We died.
Yeah.
The audience was those were the main deaths in that movie. We were, Jesus, like this, because you never get, like, in a trilogy, like, the third movie isn't The Empire Strikes Back, you know? It's the second
Yeah.
one, supposed to be the super dark one, like the Chamber of Secrets, you know? Like, that's what it is. But, like, this was our Empire Strikes Back, and it was too much. It was too much. But yeah,
was so good, though.
Kevin Feige was saying that, like, all the deaths, or the Russo, somebody was saying at Marvel, saying that the deaths in Infinity War are permanent, and I'm like, fuck you.
I don't believe that.
That's not true. How else are we gonna have? How are we gonna have a Guardians
Bullshit.
3?
Well, they could
How are we gonna
replace
have a
him.
Guardians 3?
Replace him.
All of them are dead except for Rocket.
Unless
Or
they
they
mean,
do
like
a before, before they were Guardians, just kind of go through each individual one and tell their story. Like show Gamora
I think
with Thanos destroying Drax's fucking wife and daughter. Stuff like that.
I think Gamora and Loki could be dead forever.
Yeah. That would suck for Thor, though, because everybody coming back, and then, like it's like the end of Homeward Bound, where the golden retriever doesn't come. Like, at the end, it's like he's waiting, and, like, everybody comes to the brush except for Loki.
Shit, is that how that movie ended?
You never saw Homeward Bound?
No, I did. I just must have blocked it.
No, the golden retriever comes. He, like,
Oh.
limps. He's the last one
Oh,
limping, and you
alright.
think he didn't make
Okay.
it because he was in the mud at the
Yeah.
train station.
Got it, okay.
But, like, he does
I
make
haven't
it,
seen that
and
movie.
the boy is happy. But yeah,
I know a
it's
movie
like
not
it's like
to watch now.
That's why we gotta have Valkyrie still be alive. Thor's gotta have something.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, only half of them were taken out, so.
I don't know.
And
I
then-
hope. Well,
How
here's
much
my
does
thing
that
about
suck that, like, half of the universe gets taken out, that's including like half the people of the planets that already had half, so they're at like quarter capacity.
Yeah. It's like, damn, there's like nobody left.
I do think though that Gamora will
Traffic, so much better.
Yeah,
It has its benefits.
true.
Don't get me wrong. Like you get more to eat.
getting tickets to the San Diego Comic-Con.
No problem.
Oh,
Yeah,
but only half the celebrity
that's
celebrities
true.
are there. Oh man, the Celebrities really
true.
bite me in the ass now.
I do think that Gamora will come back though.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, they all can't be dead. I think there's going to be some serious. Somebody's got to go in the next one, like permanently.
Yeah,
And I'm still very curious to see how Captain America, like Chris Evans, is gonna end his time as Captain America. There's a lot.
Well, it could
there's a lot
just be
going
like
through my
a
head.
play on
I don't know.
words too. Where like
I
he
think so,
just
too.
isn't
I
Captain
think-
America anymore
What if-
and takes
what
on a
if
different
Cap
role.
goes back to the 40s and he goes and meets Peggy at their date
That's what I was saying.
I
I think
would
what if like a
weep.
time gem?
with joy.
I think that's a possibility
I would be
And I
so
think-
happy.
because then there's like, well, he's not dead and he's happy.
but here's the thing though.
And
if they,
theoretically, there'd be an old ass Steve Rogers that could go hang out with.
Well,
I
I think
think
if he
that
did
if-
that, then it would just be like him going, "No, I
probably
don't
die.
belong here."
or if he does go back, he can't remember what's to come because then that's gonna negate everything that's gonna happen. Like because he's gonna know about Hydra being in Shield and like and then if he does things differently, then the movies we know may not have happened or
yeah.
will happen differently.
He wouldn't be able to remember anything. And then Bucky's still a Winter Soldier.
Yeah,
Still killing people.
he had to go.
He'd
with
have to
full
like go into
amnesia.
hiding or something like that, or like he adopts the persona of her husband, but he'd have to look different. I don't know. That'd be weird kissing his niece.
Yep.
And have your bros just be like, "Yeah."
Yeah, that's weird. Thanks, Jay.
So yeah, I haven't read anything this week.
Yeah,
I'm
Just eating
reading
celery.
I'm reading a Victorian book on housekeeping because that's where I am, like, emotionally.
That's fair.
It broke me, so I need to
Sounds
I need to
clean.
work on my home.
I'm gonna check out our super cool Twitter page and Instagram page. I might even write an email to WednesdayComicPodcast@gmail.com. I might even give our podcast some stars on iTunes. That's what I might do.
Yeah, if you need like emotional support, definitely shoot us an email or reach out to us on Twitter. We hear you, we see you, we love you, and we know your pain because we feel it too.
Yeah. Let's start a support
I'm-
group.
I'm indifferent about you. I still don't know what your gig is.
What your
What do you want?
your long-term game is about. All I know is that it's fucking hot in this office and I want to have some ice cream.
I could go for some
Celery's
ice
great
cream.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah, no ice cream.
Okay.
Dying. Ice cream.
What's your ice cream choice?
I like vanilla and chocolate mixed.
Okay, Angela.
Can I?
I'm gonna have my cashew ice cream with chocolate syrup.
Rob.
Could I pick a sorbet, or does it have to be an ice cream?
Sorbet's fine.
A nice mango sorbet. Ooh, baby, I love it.
Ben and
Nice.
Jerry's Cookie Core.
I'd like Stark Raving Nuts.
Stark raving nuts. Do they? Are those favorite flavors
forgot
real?
about that.
Hulka Hulka. What was he said? Hulka Hulka Burnin' Love. Those are great.
Oh, I finally did it. I finally was able to get Jay to really have a good chuckle.
I forgot about that.